What is going on, everyone? IUG here from my round 3 team builder for the NPL. Here I am facing Alomel2. He is the head, the, how do I call it? The person behind the league. He is the one that is the creator of the league. And not to mention, he is also one of the few coaches, including myself, and one of the person that have not lost a match in round 3. As of round 3. So this is going to be a very, very tough match for me at least. Let's take a look at his team right here. Just going, here's a little quick look down at his team, but I'll go one by one about what I think about his team. First up, he has Tapu Koko, which is a very, 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 very scary Pokemon. Very fast Pokemon with 130 speed. And it could be like anywhere from an offensive attacker to a utility Pokemon. And just could run through teams. Even though it has high attack stat, it is mainly a special attacker with Thunderbolt electric terrain doing a whole lot and getting a few coverage moves to back it up. He also has Komodo, which as a Sun and Moon got a whole lot better. Used to just have like Sky Uppercut as its most offensive move to use, and also like Brick Break, but now it gets a whole bunch of moves that it does get access to, and to make it a whole lot better. And it does have the Komodo Z, which I believe is banned from this league because, as far as like clauses go, Z moves that boost all stats do get banned, I believe, from the top of my head. Like I said, it does get a whole bunch of moves that are really, really good. Next up, he has Nidoking, really offensive Pokemon, could possibly be a Stealth Rock setter. Does get access to that move. Real strong Pokemon that sheer force ability and having different coverage moves that back it up that have secondary effects to where it gets boosted by sheer force. He has a Araquanid, which from my other league, the PBL, I at least know a whole lot about. Very bulky Pokemon, at least a whole lot on the special defense side. And being a Sticky Web setter. He also has Torkoal, which could be like a Sunny Day setter. Could also be a hazard setter or a remover, and gets a few moves that help it back it up. And also a really defensive Pokemon with that higher defense stat. Aurorus, though I do not expect to see coming. Surprising for it to be low tier, is actually pretty good. It does have the refrigerate ability and snow warning, which if it decides to bring Blizzard, snow warning will be helpful. And if you refrigerate, Hyper Voice gets boosted from it, and any other normal type moves. I'd say it's pretty bulky because it's high HP stat, and then its defense and special defense are pretty good on it as well. He also has Mega Bayonet. I know I put Bayonet, but I put it just so I have 12 Pokemon up here. But he does have Mega Bayonet. Real high attack stat, but I do not expect him to be using it that much. Of course, it has a Prankster ability, so it adds priority to those status moves or moves that do not do damage, like Will-O-Wisp or Toxic, moves like that. He also has Steela, which is a very hard Pokemon to prep against, at least in my opinion, because it has real good stats. It is slow, but it does have Autonomize, which makes it a much more offensive set. And with Steela, I have no clue what he could bring with this thing. It is beyond me what he could bring, and it's very scary with that Beast Boost ability. He also has Celebi, which is based on more of a, it's a more balanced than what Celesteela is stat-wise, but with the move sets it does have like a few good sets, good, just like Celesteela, but I still think Celesteela is a whole lot scarier. But Celebi, nasty plot, pretty good offensively. Silvally, pretty good Pokemon opinion. It is balanced as well, having 95 in all of its base stats. And he gets access to all types, so it's really hard for me to tell what Silvally typing he could bring, so I would just not worry about it on my case. And you also, I'm going to pause right here. Sorry about that. Showdown crashed for a second on my end, so I had to rejoin. And just to get back to it, his final Pokemon is Cacturne. Real threatening Pokemon. but not too threatening, at least on my end, because I'm not expecting to bring this thing. It does get like Sword Stance, resist the water, and a few good moves to back it up. But other than that, I do not expect this thing to come at all. But just what I expected to bring, I do expect in the elite to bring Tapu Koko, Kamo, and Nidoking, just so that, just for that offensive pressure to have. I expect it to be Mega Bayonet, mainly because it's his Mega. I always expect my opponents to be Mega, just because they're that sole Pokemon that you expect to bring, and there's that most important spot. Because most of the time with Megas, you have to build around it, and I do expect him to bring Mega Bayonet. But probably not like an offensive set, probably just like a utility set. He could have like an offensive move, but I'm not gonna be like too worried about a full out, an all-out attack being that. I do expect him being Celesteela as well, and I do expect him to bring Savali. If not Savali, I probably expect him to bring Celebi at the very least, but who knows what he could bring. Let's just take a look. That is the wrong team. There we go. This is what my team is looking like. I'm running a little bit more bulkier team than what I'm used to, but I still have to bring it because it's what I built around. Finally coming to the first match, still being for my tier 1 pick, and I still not have brought it to a match. First, starting off the gate, we have Rojo, the Scizor, running a defensive set this week. Running Agaberry just so I could take on the. It's nothing. Well, he does have the Torkoal, but I don't expect him to bring it. If he has Nidoking, he could carry Flamethrower, as well having Flamethrower on Celesteela, or having HP Fire on many different Pokemon on his team, or having like a Fire type Savali. Running U-turn just to be able to switch out in and out of battle. Bullet Punch so I could at least have a stab move with Technician doing. Even though I do not have any attack investment, it still could do like a little bit of chip damage to my opponent's team. Roost is to get back HP, just so I can take more hits better. And then Defog is to get rid of hazards on the team, which he does have like Nidoking with rocks, Araquanid with sticky webs, Torkoal with rocks, and does Celesteela have rocks? Well, I know Celebi has rocks at least. And then Cacturne does get spikes as well, but that's pretty much it. Next up we have Despacio, the Slowbo, running another weakening berry, running Raquan Berry, just to take on Tapu Koko better. I believe even if he has Life Orb, Thunderbolt, with Raquan Berry, it does leave me at 30, probably at somewhere between like 33%, so I'm at least at a third of health, and I could set up a Calm Mind right in front of it, and based off the damage from Life Orb, he would probably still not knock me out after I'm at +1 Calm Mind. And I'd be at low health, and then I'd just be able to click Psychic on it and knock it out. If he decides being a Life Orb type of Koko. And I do have Scald and Psychic as my stat moves. Calm Mind, like I said, to set up even in front of the Tapu Koko. And I have Slack Off just to get HP if I decide to stay in. And with the Regenerator, it does help me a whole lot. Next up, we have Dominguez, the Drapion, running like a Agility 3 attack set, Adamant Life Orb, Sniper just in case if I get some crits, Knock Off and Poison Jab are my main 2 stat moves, Knock Off just to get rid of items as well. Could run Night Slash just to be boosted by Sniper, but I'm not going to take my chance on having a Pokemon keep its attack. And I also ran Earthquake just for coverage against Tapu Koko, Nidoking, Torkoal, certain place on Savali, and Aurorus, if you decide to bring that. Ban 72 HP, 72 speed, because I believe I outspeed. With this set, I'll be able to outspeed Celesteela, and if it has decides to set up Autotomize on me, I would still be able to outspeed it, without a doubt, which I wouldn't expect him to click Autotomize in front of me, because it could just go for Earthquake if it decides to have it, but that's just me. Next up, we have Avia, the Raichu, running Choice Specs again this week. Thunderbolt on Volt Switch, Signal Beam and HP Ice. Originally, I had Surf, until I realized I could not run it, and I had to change. It would either be my ability, or I had to change Surf for a different type move, and decided to go for the move change instead. It was a little bit at last minute, so it did like sort of best with my team build in the end, but no matter. Thunderbolt covers up and does a whole lot more damage against his team, and with Electrocuting being boosted, it does help out a lot. Volt Switch helps me switch in and out of battle. Signal Beam is coverage for Celebi and Cacturne, if you decide to bring those two. And Hidden Power Ice, if I did have Surf, it would be for Nidoking and Torkoal, and maybe Aurorus. With HP Ice, it does cover against Nidoking, which really is the most thing I'm threatened of as far as my team goes. Because really, I do not have a counter for Nidoking defensively if he brings the right move. Next up, we have Susio the Tangrowth running Assault Vest this week. I believe this is the third week I've ran Assault Vest for this thing. Have not tried to run a different set, but that's whatever. Giga Drain, Earthquake knockoff, Hidden Power Ice, standard set Tangrowth. Giga Drain for stab and HP recovery. Earthquake for Tapu Koko, Nidoking, Torkoal, and Aurorus. Knockoff to remove items, and then HP Ice for Celebi and Cacturne, at least on the offense side, if I decide not just to be comboed with knockoff. And then finally, making her debut, I did say I traded my Frostlass away for this Pokemon, but here we have Havana, the Miss Magius, running Choice Scarf set. I did want to run Choice Scarf because both its special attack and speed are 105. I was thinking, do I want to run a Scarf because I could just hit harder? But really I did need it because I did want a good offensive check to Nidoking. With this, I do outspeed Nidoking with this amount of HP, or not HP, with this amount of speed stat, and I do have enough to be max special attack with Modest Nature, and then having that little bit in defense just to take on another Pokemon better. Oh, I didn't even code. I'm gonna go back to Miss Magius in a little bit, but I did run 176 speed, Timid Nature, just to outspeed the Celebi, and then be able to knock it out with Signal Beam. Going back to Miss Magius, Shadow Ball, the stab move, did it because I need stab on a Pokemon. Dazzling Gleam gives me coverage for Komao and Cacturne. Thunderbolt can help me because it's boosted in terrain and helps me deal with Araquanid and Celesteela. And Cycle is solely just for the Nidoking. That's really it. And that's just my team. I'll be posting the replay within days after this gets uploaded, so just stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see y'all in the post-commentary match. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.